Okay, so there is another type of question in quadratic graph. They will draw the graph for you, and then you use the graph that's nicely drawn for you to answer the question. So if you look at this example can be found from your book. So if you find that it's clearer to use your book, you go ahead, turn to page 255, question 55, or else you can just look here. So they already draw the graph nicely for you. And the question says that from the graph, that means, right, all your answer must be obtained from your graph. You cannot be doing calculation. So unlike the previous two examples, you can calculate because you cannot read from the graph. Now that you can read from the graph, your job is to use your ruler and pencil, and then you read. Okay, so for example, part A, find the values of y when x is equal to 2.7. So if I don't do it from the graph, it's actually easier. I can just put it into the equation. I can just put it into the equation and punch calculator. But if you are going to do that, right, you are not using your graph. So you actually get penalized. So you need to get the corresponding y value from the graph. So you got to locate your 2.7. You got to locate your 2.7 with dotted line. Make sure your dotted line touch the graph. And then you read over. I think my graph is a bit blurry. So this one will be part A. So you got to put a dotted line and then you answer properly. A lot of people don't bother to answer. They will just give me a value. I don't even know whether that value is X or Y or not. Sometimes I feel like giving 0 when I don't know whether that value is X or Y. So when it's 2.7, if I read off, I think I will get 3.1. So the dotted line indicate to a reader that that's how you read to get the 3.1. Okay, then we need to read from x is equal to minus 0.9. So go and find out where is your minus 0.9. Some people can read wrongly. Yeah, so sometimes it's like positive and negative, you can read wrongly. So this one is also part A. So the dotted line is an indication that tell people, oh, that's how you read. If not, nobody knows that where you get the answer. So in this case, my y value maybe is around 2.3. Okay, my lines here are quite blurry. I think yours will be clearer. Okay, so that is how you properly answer. Don't just give a number. So the weaker students, right, will always just dump numbers. Okay, so if your teacher is very strict, okay, I think the teacher has a choice not to give you the answer because I don't know what the values that you write down. Is it a representation of X or is it a representation of Y? Okay, the next part, find the values of X when Y is equal to 4. So Y is equal to 4, look from the Y axis. So 4 is somewhere here. So 4 is somewhere here. But you got to look left and right. Look left and right, you actually get two answers. So if you look left and right, you actually get two answers. So sometimes some students never look left and right. They only end up getting one answer. So these are the two answers. Okay, so you read off your two answers. So I'm just going to label it as A and B. I think it's around minus 0.4. Okay. I hope I'm accurate. I think yours will be more accurate. I always feel using iPad pencil not very accurate. So maybe this one is like 2.4. So this one is my part B. So I will always answer properly. When y is equal to 4, I got 2x value. negative 0.4, and 2.4. And there are some students who never indicate with a dotted line also. Okay, so dotted line is an indication, tell people where do you read off from the graph. If not, nobody will know. Okay, the next one, part C, the greatest value of y. So very simple, look at the highest. Look at the highest. So this is part C. So part C, the greatest y. Again, don't just give a number 6. The greatest y is 6. Don't just give a 6. Okay? And then the line of symmetry. The line of symmetry will usually correspond to the highest or the lowest point. So you draw down properly. I think in this case, you get x equal to 1. So this is the line of symmetry. So the equation will be x equal to 1. So not just a 1. If you give a 1, no marks. Okay, so a lot of people will end up no marks because they never like to indicate. They just give values. So the equation is always x equal to a value. So sometimes in this question, they may even ask for the maximum point. So the maximum point is quite easy. Okay, in this case, the question never asked, but I'm just going to tell you. So the maximum point is 1/6. So it's a very easy kind of thing. Whatever they want, you read and answer them accordingly. But yet, some students, right, they just have a lot of mistakes when it comes to graph question. Okay, so when they draw for you, things are very easy. Okay, subsequently, there will be questions where you actually need to draw according to the scale that is provided to you.